Hi everybody, I'm Gard Swanson in McLean, Virginia, where just like this pathway, this home was transformed around the trees. We'll see how these mighty oaks became the inspiration for this renovation in just a bit. Okay, we're ready to go inside this Virginia tree house where windows once showed up in all the wrong places. Now with nearly 20 new ones, this home is all about the view.
We call this the tree house.
A tree house in the woods of McLean, Virginia, just 20 minutes outside Washington, D.C.
It's certainly not a mansion, but it's my mansion.
Yet it took Rhonda Cole 14 years of start and stop renovation to have it so good.
The way I look at it is I bought this yard and it had a house on it, which had problems.
So what was so bad about this 70s pad?
There were not nearly enough windows.
Architect Lorena Checa aimed to fix all that.
To me, it was about really feeling the power of these trees.
Do you remember? Yes, I kept wanting more and bigger and longer and wider windows, and she finally said, Rhonda, something has to be there to hold up these windows. So she wanted some walls.
More than a dozen new windows grace this two-bedroom house, along with 2 new decks and a free-floating gazebo. No wonder this renovation took over a decade.
I look at the old pictures, I don't even recognize the house.
And here's why. In the foyer, terracotta tile took the place of dark, fake brick. The wall closing off the dining room was taken out. Then, Rhonda and Lorena bumped out the front entry, making room for more impressive stairs.
They were very steep.
Don't forget ugly. Now, the maple railing is a work of art, all thanks to a talented cabinet maker willing to branch out.
This is 70-something laminations in order to bend this so that he could get this exact shape.
The maple isn't the only tree tribute. Check out the custom stained glass door. There's even a tree theme to this copper downspout.
It echoes the shape of our major tree in the back that was really a big part of the inspiration.
The back deck was already built around this white oak, but
you couldn't see it, you couldn't appreciate it.
An 8-foot window above an 8-foot glass door makes for the perfect frame.
Our whole design was really about opening up and celebrating this tree.
In the living room, oak-paneled walls were trying to compete with the real thing outside.
An attempt that I guess was kind of cool in the 50s or 60s or something, but not anymore.
Plaster replaced the paneling, but the room was still sporting an eyesore. The old brick fireplace, which the girls wrapped in a Tennessee flagstone, and more of that magnificent maple. The built-in, we should mention, was forced to expand, thanks to a not-so-little indulgence.
While you were planning this, I came home with this monster television. That's what she did to accommodate my shopping spree. Retail therapy.
More maple graces the kitchen, where the cabinets are actually a mixture of old and new.
A lot of it is just refacing of what was there.
What was there was dated dark oak. And it should come as no surprise that before the cabinets came in, something else was added.
The windows were first.
It's here in the kitchen, by the way.
So it just slides out and hooks up right there.
Where Rhonda drew the line on having an open door policy for everyone.
She needs to be able to leave the house and leave certain pets in here.
This house is pro-dogs and cats. And anti-mosquito.
Rhonda came up with a request saying we absolutely need a screen porch.
So one was added just off the kitchen, a brand new gazebo that seems to float in midair.
So the concept is to have things be as stepping very lightly in the environment.
Rounded steel beams mimic tree trunks, And it's no coincidence that the color blends in with the bark.
Oh, I actually brought the paint samples and then brought them out in the woods, and that's how we came up with this color.
It's the perfect getaway for someone who can't get far away. Why?
Okay, that's quite good.
Because Rhonda's work lies beneath the main house.
This is my school, a music school.
Exterior grade French doors with sound seals? Cut the noise.
Do you remember when they were in demolition phase of this and we discovered that the ceiling could be way up there?
Which meant that Rhonda could add an acoustic ceiling without cramping her style.
And, if you're standing and you're tall and you're playing an up bow on the violin, you need plenty of space.
Nowadays, Rhonda has enough room for her up bows and anything else she wants to do.
I don't think I ever enter this house without realizing how lucky I am. This house inspires me. I'm in a spiritual garden here.
Welcome back. You know, building the deck around this massive oak meant spending more money, more time on the renovation. Was it worth it? More than you'll ever know.
This tree, I think, saved my daughter and son-in-law's life.
Back in the woods of McLean, Virginia, Rhonda Cole's newly tricked-out treehouse was almost totaled by Hurricane Isabel.
6 large trees fell domino fashion toward the house and onto the house. I could hear this coming and coming. The wind and rain were just going sideways. The next thing I knew, the railing for the deck was dangling.
The only thing that saved the house,
Our hero tree.
was the very same oak tree that inspired the renovation.
They landed on this tree and broke it off, and it came through the roof of the house, cracking the spine of the roof. And my daughter and my son-in-law were standing between the kitchen and the foyer, right where that whole pile would have landed, had it not been stopped by this tree.
Rhonda's ruptured roof was easily fixed. But the tree is still struggling.
So I am really wanting this tree to make it. The arborist tells me it should make it, so I'm hoping that it will. But it certainly is appreciated here.
Appreciated and even honored in what has become the ultimate treehouse. I'm Gar Swanson. See you next time on Generation Renovation.